Let them laugh, let them weep, let them yell, let them sigh. All they wanna say.
Hello, bonjour, and bonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So, this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. I am Dr. Riel Ngunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So, if you're watching us online, please feel free to put it in chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to gain from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the world wide web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on the attributes of effective leadership. So in Ontario, we have Stephanie Ann Webb. And in California, we have Dr. Colette Wayne. And in Maryland, we have Renee Martin. So at this moment, I'm just going to let our speakers to introduce themselves. You can go ahead, Stephanie.
Thank you, Rael. Hi, I'm Stephanie Ann Webb. I am a transformational guide and I am a children's book author. I wrote a children's book called What to Dragon Do about emotional intelligence and how to be kind. I'm a podcaster. I have Soothing Words with Steph and Steph Up podcast. And and a speaker. And I live in Canada. And thank you so much for having me on the show today, Rael.
Oh, wow. It's an honor to have you, Stephanie. And really, I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. And thank you for saying yes and being with us here. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can go ahead, Dr. Wayne, and please introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Yes, I'm Dr. Colette Wayne. I am an ecosystem wellness scientist. So I have a doctorate in wellness and have spent my career in this intersection of animal and environmental wellness and human wellness. And I've had been really blessed to have a great career across nonprofit world, private industry, government, academia. So I've really seen a lot of sectors, and now I work in the connecting humans, animals, and the earth to live in their true purpose.
Wow. Wow. What an honor and a privilege to have you, really, Dr. Wayne. And really, I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. I'm like, you are wearing so many different hats, and we just want to hear about those hats here. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
You can go ahead, Renee, and please introduce yourself.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. I am here on the East Coast in Rockville, Maryland, and I am called the Knee Keeper. What I do is I help you to keep your knees. That's what I do. I am a knee pain reduction coach, and basically, because I was in pain for so long, I've learned how to share my gifts of how to heal our knees from the inside out. Because as we know, if we don't have strong knees, it really can hamper what we want to do in life. So I am just so blessed to be here today because I know there's a lot of women on your channel here, and I know that we have not a knee problem when we hit that 50 years old, or sometime even a little bit earlier. So I'm so glad to be here today. I don't know too many women that are over 50 that don't either have knee pain or hurt somebody, know somebody. So I'm so glad to be here to be able to share my gifts with your audience. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Wow. It's an honor to have you, Renee. And yes, we just need that motivation to keep ourselves physically fit. And you are just the go-to. And when I was going over your bio, I was like, wow, wow, wow. So I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. It's an honor to have you. So, Stephanie, I have a question for you. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see your billboard coming down there in the busy highway in Ontario. What will your billboard say?
Oh, it would say, some days are just heavy. It's okay. Just breathe. There is hope. Because I want people to know that you are not alone and there's always tomorrow. And some nice background.
Yes.
Maybe a flame or a beach or something.
Wow, wow. Some days are heavy. It's okay. Just breathe. You know what? Just take a deep breath and just let it go. It's okay to feel that way, but just take that deep breath. I love it. I love it. Wow, what a profound, profound billboard. How about you, Dr. Wayne? Maybe your billboard is already down there in the busy, busy highway in California. We don't know. What will it say?
Oh, I wish it was. It would say, "You matter. Your wellness matters, and your light needs to shine."
You matter, your wellness matter, and your light, it needs to shine. Yeah, shine bright like a diamond, like they always say. Wow, we always matter. Like our health is our wealth. That's how they say it.
Mm,
So we do
absolutely.
matter. Wow, what a profound billboard. How about you, Renee? What will your billboard say in that busy, busy highway in Maryland?
If you take care of your knees will take care of you. So,
If you
so I
take
want
care of your knees, not your needs, your knees. I love that.
your knees will take care of you.
Yes, your knees will be able to carry you until your last race on this planet. So take care of your knees, and then they'll be able to take care of you. Wow, what a profound billboard. Actually, I love all the billboards. So I believe my billboard will be the fourth billboard driving down the highway, and it's gonna say what? The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. It's definitely, definitely coming. So from Calgary, we're going all the way to Ontario, where we have Stephanie Ann Webb. Stephanie Ann Webb is a speaker, mentor, and an author for the book, What Should Dragon Do? She's also a multi-platform podcast host known for her ability to create meaningful conversations rooted in empathy, curiosity, and human connection. So as the voice behind Soothing Words with Steph and the Steph Up podcast. I love that. Stephanie invites her audiences to explore life's complexities with grace and authenticity. She specializes in guiding others through mindset shifts, emotional growth, nuance, and deconstructing limiting beliefs, all while making people feel deeply heard. With a heart for bridging understanding and guiding people through healing, Stephanie is passionate about leading others not with answers, but with presence. Wow. So, kings and queens, please join me and welcome Stephanie Ann Webb.
Thank you, Riel. I appreciate it. Okay, so do you all remember when we were in school and the teachers made us do group projects? I dreaded those. I don't know about you. And not because I didn't enjoy working with people. I did at times, but because there was always that one person who took the lead. And it was generally the more dominant person who took over the whole project. I was the quiet one. And like many other quiet, shy people, our ideas were tended to be dismissed or bypassed. And for a long time, I actually believed that was leadership. I couldn't imagine myself ever as a leader because I told myself, I'm not that kind of person. I don't have that kind of personality. And I'm not loud. I mean, I can be, but I've, I'm not the aggressive, domineering type. And I believe that was leadership. But I've learned over time that leadership, effective leadership, isn't about commanding attention or having the answers to everything or talking at people. It's about guiding. It's about creating space for others to be seen and heard. It's about being real and authentic. And it's about adding value to people and lifting them up to become great in their own way and in their own capacity. Now, that kind of leadership, it creates trust and it helps people to grow. And I find myself asking all the time, can we just be human? Because that's what we all long for, that human connection. And so leadership begins with listening. Leading with humanity starts with listening. A lot of times we see leaders and we think that they're the ones who should be speaking first, offering solutions, giving advice, and sometimes that's needed. But the most impactful leaders are great listeners. And listening involves a lot more than just hearing those words that come out of people's mouths, as sometimes we just tend to hear those words. It means actually going beyond, understanding what's beyond those words. And we have a tendency, I still do this even though I know it, to jump in with answers right away. But the most wonderful thing is also listening involves sensing something is off. When you can ask somebody, are you okay? Or what do you need right now? And taking that space, that pause to hold space for somebody and allow them to feel free to speak. I know when people did that for me, I would burst into tears because no, I was not okay. And it really did take away defensiveness. It builds trust and it opens up doors and hearts that might otherwise be closed. I have a friend who is such a leader in her own right. She's not the person who's in a powerful position, but the way she holds space for people to be who they are, to come as they are, and gently guides them to figure things out on their own with the way that she questions in her kind way. It's so very powerful. And she leaves a lasting impact on those who know her. She's helped me in so many ways. And I see her as such a great leader. Also, nuance. Nuance is strength. I grew up in very black and white, all or nothing type of thinking. And what I found is it's in the complication of the gray where I really started to grow and the world opened up for me. Because life is complex and so are people. And when we allow for nuance in life, people feel less judged. They feel understood. And when we can know that everyone has different lived experiences, different belief systems and understandings, and what works for one person might not work for another. There's no one size fits all. And leadership allows for that difference. Bringing in nuance to listen and ask questions. It helps people to understand their own past. And it helps them find empowerment with what works for them. It will not look for the same for everyone. And that is what makes it so beautiful, though. Because we are all so different and we all have these wonderful patterns and ways of going through them. And when we allow for curiosity and nuance, we make room for wisdom. And it comes down to being human first in so many spaces, workplaces, churches, online. We tend to elevate people who hold power, those who appear to have it all figured out. And they may tend to talk at us. I know I've had that many times in my life. I used to put those people on pedestals. I assumed they had all the answers. But it doesn't leave room for humanness, for being vulnerable and open and real. I had an anxiety disorder for most of my life, and every time an authority figure talked down to me, I felt so small, and my anxiety worsened. The brain fog I had, I couldn't even follow instructions clearly. I was so stressed out. But when one of them would just be vulnerable, just be human, they would share their own experience. They would be calming. I didn't feel so alone, and it helped me to be less stressed and think more clearly. And so connecting with people is such a very important part of being a leader. And there's this idea we have, and I have it. Sometimes I want to be so polished and perfect because people think that that might be what a leader is. But what people are really looking for is realness, because being human is messy and imperfect. And so leading with honesty and empathy and a willingness to show that is so powerful. By showing up in this way, we help others feel comfortable to be human as well and stop trying to pretend like they need to be perfect and have it all figured out. This is how we can help people True leadership helps people to empower themselves, and that starts with acknowledging our humanness. And the best way we can show up for the world as leaders is to learn to pause, listen, and show up with curiosity and nuance. People are they're longing for gentle leaders who take the time to listen and just be human. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Oh my goodness, Stephanie, just drop the mic. Drop the mic because
It's expensive. Sorry.
Yes, you love as a leader, you love to be a human first because you love to lead with listening. This is the human side of effective leadership. You've mentioned that leadership begins with listening, not speaking. And nuance is a strength, not a weakness. And you've also mentioned that we should be human first because leadership comes second. But above everything else, let's just be humans first. And then in that way, we can be able to connect with one another. We can be able to put ourselves in other shoes because you chose to be a human first before being that leader. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. Thank you. So from Ontario, we are going all the way to California, where we have Dr. Colette Wayne. Dr. Colette Wayne is the CEO of Oceans of Grace Consulting. She's also a visionary leader whose life story is a testament to resilience, purpose, and transformation. Her profound journey from facing adversity to achieving purposeful living serves as the foundation of Oceans of Grace Consulting, which is a firm that is dedicated to holistic wellness of humans, animals, as well as the environment. Dr. Wayne's early life on a quaint ranch in rural Idaho fostered a deep connection with nature and animals, shaping her lifelong commitment to environmental stewardship as well as personal awareness. With over 2 decades of experience in human, animal, as well as environmental wellness, and a notable career as an endangered species biologist, Dr. Wayne's pivot to environmental consulting in 2019 marked a significant milestone. Dr. Wayne's unique perspective is rooted in the belief that every individual, regardless of background, deserves the opportunity to discover their purpose and also contribute positively to the world. She leverages science and innovation to empower people towards whole self-wellness and enable them to create ecosystems where humans and animals thrive in harmony. So her commitment to environmental justice and sustainable living, it drives her mission to build a healthier, more equitable future for all. Through ecosystem wellness services at Oceans of Grace Consulting, Dr. Wayne and her team provide tailored solutions that bridge the gap between human, animal, and environmental wellness. Her leadership is a beacon of hope and empowerment, reminding us that personal healing can spark global restoration, and that pursuing one's telos can lead to a life of intention and purpose. So Dr. Wayne's legacy is a journey from personal struggle to leading the charge in environmental and personal wellness, advocating for a world where every element of our ecosystem is nurtured and resilient. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Colette Wayne.
Oh, Riel, thank you so much. I appreciate that introduction. It's really true. I've been blessed to have a very eclectic career. And working across that spectrum in the broad sectors that I have worked in, I've had the opportunity to see a lot of leadership. And I've seen stuff that works really well and stuff that hasn't worked so well. I've even had the privilege of leading discussions at the White House, not in this current administration, but in previous ones. And I don't say that to brag, but just really to note that, like, I've seen leadership. I've witnessed leadership, and leadership has always been something that I held really near and dear to my identity. In fact, Stephanie mentioned that assertive type of leader. I was that. I was the one who took on all of the group projects. In fact, before I could even, I was a toddler, my dad had nicknamed me General Mighty Mouth. So leadership was in my DNA. So you can imagine how I must have felt when one early morning I got a text from my boss that said, strike two. That's it. Strike two. No context, no discussion, no conversation, just that gut punch, and then anxiety set in. I spent that day filled in knots, and later, as I was in his office, sitting there waiting to hear what I had done wrong, he stared at me with his icy glare, and it just like came right through me. Silence, like the worst kind of torture for me. And then, you are the worst supervisor ever. Wow. The worst supervisor ever. It hit me. It hit me hard. We have a tendency to take other people's words and bring them into our own identity. Have you ever taken on what somebody said about you and took that into your core? Well, for years, I carried those words like guilt and shame. And to be really honest, I'm not proud of how I responded in that moment. I broke. I did not behave in a way that I was proud of, and I stormed out of his office, probably calling him a name and really raging. I internally victimized myself and made him a terrible person and a terrible leader, and had all of the reasons why he was such a terrible leader. But the truth is that I felt really deeply betrayed. I had just sat in his office 2 days before that and asked for something that I rarely asked for as a leader. I asked for help. I was in a really rough spot. It was the beginning of 2018. I had just moved. I had just come back. We'd been evacuated from the Thomas Fire for 3 weeks. I was going through a really traumatic divorce. I was in financial distress. I was in the middle of selling my home, had to pack up and be out of my house within 2 weeks. But on top of that, I was suffering from some really severe health problems, and I had to have a major surgery. My son was suffering from health problems, and my mom had just had a mini stroke. And I had sat in his office and said, I need support and I need grace. And 2 days later, I was told that I was the worst supervisor in the world. And I was angry. I was hurt. I was like, this is not leadership. But it took me a while. Things went downhill from there. I wound up being forced to medically retire, and I lost everything. I lost my health, my wellness, my career that I absolutely loved, and I let that define me for a long time. But after a while, I sat in my wisdom, and I know something to be true, and that is that with every seed of adversity comes an equal or greater opportunity. And in that moment, I knew I needed to find the opportunity. I needed to find the wisdom, the lesson in that leadership in order to restore my own identity. And so I went on a journey. I went on a journey of self-healing and self-discovery, and really looked into that leadership lesson. And I found the gift. Do you guys want to know what the gift is? You sure? Because it's big. I mean, it cost me a lot. It cost me my entire wellness, right? For years, for decades, I searched for this answer. The gift is entelechy. Entelechy. Entelechy is the secret weapon of leadership. It's the secret to life, actually. It's the secret to an individual, an organization, an ecosystem thriving. Entelechy is the ability to live at your highest potential. And in order to do that, you have to be well. All the areas of you, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you have to be well. Just like an acorn carries everything in it for what it needs to be to become the beautiful oak tree, you carry with you and inside of you the seed for you to become your own greatness. And when you are well and you experience exactly who you are created to be, then you are the most effective and brilliant leader of your own life, and the world around you will notice. The world around you will see that leadership. When you live in entelechy, everything opens up. And in that moment, I think looking back on that really painful situation, if either one of us had been living in our entelechy, things would have been really different. It would have been grace with compassion and wellness with productivity, but there would have been true leadership in that moment. And so I'd like to just leave you with the question today, are you well? What does it look like for you to be well? What would your life look like if nothing was holding you back? If you were completely free to be who you were created to be, what would your life look like? I am really grateful for this opportunity to come to you and talk to you today about what I view is the most important component of leadership and life. And that is us all being exactly who we were created to be. And I know entelechy is this big word and it's this, scientific term, but if you need any help figuring out what entelechy looks like for you, I have a free guide to unlocking your entelechy, and you can just send me a DM at oceansofgrace.earth is my handle, and I will send you that free guide to living in your entelechy, because I promise you, it makes all the difference.
Wow, Dr. Wayne, live in your intellect. So, like, to be an individual, you've had all those words that have been said to you. You are not, I don't know how your dad describe you, but you were like, you know what? I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to believe in this. It's high time I seek help. As a leader, yes, you are allowed to ask for help. If you don't see the way, just ask for help. Help is out there. Help is available. And don't let anyone's opinion about yourself become your own reality. You chose not to accept that. You're like, no, that's not who I am. But I know I've been destined for greatness. I know exactly which direction I'm going to take. You'll have to know who you are, and everything else around you will fall into good place, because you've decided to take that. You've decided to also increase the level of your emotional intelligence, because like being that individual who is able to put yourself in other people's shoes as a leader, it requires that increased level of emotional intelligence. And thank you so much, Dr. Wayne, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. And thank you for dropping that scientific term, intellect. And I hope our audience will definitely reach out to you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. So now it is my pleasure and an honor to introduce our next speaker for the day, the last but not final speaker. We are from California to Maryland. We have Renee Martin. Renee Martin is a certified personal trainer with over 25 years of experience, as well as a certified massage therapist, author, and an inventor. She formerly served as the fitness director at the Columbia Country Club in Bethesda. Since 2007, Renee has been a dedicated entrepreneur and has completed over not 10, not 20, but 25,000 hours of one-on-one fitness training. She has helped countless clients to reduce or even eliminate knee pain through her specialized approach. Driven by passion and a deep commitment to her clients, Renee makes exercise enjoyable and accessible for everyone she works with. So she has the map. She has the map to lead you from pain to performance. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Renee Martin.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. We're supposed to be exercising today, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, I can say it all now, but I mean, let me ask you a question. What do you do when you are in your early 40s and you have osteoarthritis in both knees, and the doctors are basically saying there's nothing they can do, that you have to live with this pain until it gets bad enough where you need surgery? What do you do when you're in your early 40s? And so I took that information and I said, no, not on my watch. Am I going to live with drugs? I'm not going to live with any type of surgery. I'm going to figure this thing out. And for something got into me and said, there is another way. It took me a long time. I was in pain for 20 years, but it took me a long time to finally figure out what the direction that I need to go in to be able to get to the other side of this pain. And I just refused to allow them to tell me what I can and cannot do. And what happened to me, first of all, I just had an ankle injury. That particular ankle injury basically turned into feet problems because I didn't know they were together. And then those feet problems, because I was limping, then it turned into a knee problem. So there's a trail that tells me where's the root cause of this particular pain. But there were just days that I couldn't go up and down the stairs. I got up in the morning. I was still in my 40s, but I thought I was 60. And they're trying to get in and out of a car. Every time you have to go somewhere, you have to plan ahead, like, does it have steps? Can I walk that far? Can I get back to my house after I finish walking? And I'm still in my prime where I'm supposed to be really working out and being strong. I can't. And it wasn't until, even after I became a personal trainer, I still couldn't figure this thing out. It wasn't until I got this one massage that was called a lymphatic drainage massage. And this one massage got rid of all my pain, just like that, after I had been in pain for 10 years. I said, this is it. Now I know that there is another way. I just have to figure this thing out. And I did. It took me 10 long years to figure it out, how to get myself to that other side. In 2014, I became knee pain free. And that's what that's why I share right now, that we have to take control of our own health and wellness. And the doctors have their opinions, but there's other things out there that we can do, that we can actually heal ourselves. And so my approach when it comes to talking about knees is we have to heal you from the inside out. We have to go in and work on the lymphatic system. We have to work on detoxing the body. We're not here to talk about putting a cream on your leg. We're not here to put a brace on your knees. We're here to talk about true healing of the body. And that's what I do. So now, I teach people in my different classes. They have meniscus tears, they have bone on bone, they have osteoarthritis, they have patellofemoral syndrome, they have runner's knee. It doesn't matter. You can exercise, but you have to learn how to do it efficiently, effectively, and safely. There is a way. So what I bring to people in my arena is hope. I bring people hope, because especially in Canada. And the reason I say Canada and why I visit there, because I know there's people that are on waiting lists. They're on waiting lists in the UK, waiting for those surgeries. And while they're waiting, they are limping. And when they limp, their back starts to hurt, their hip starts to hurt. But for some reason, everybody's still, let me work on your knees. that's not where the problem is anymore. The problem is not in your knees anymore. The problem is your whole body now is involved with this limping of the body. So I call it you're out of alignment. So what I do in my practice, I don't work on nobody's knees. I work on your alignment. I put you back in, it's called a kinetic chain. We're out of alignment. Our ankles, our knees, our backs, our hips, they all have to be in a certain type of alignment. If they are not, you will not be able to get out of pain and stay out of pain. See, I'm out of pain since 2014 after being in pain for 20 years. So I know this is what has to happen. However, what's still out there talked about, let's strengthen your leg muscles. Let's lose that weight. You know what I'm talking about. If anybody know about anything about knee problem, lose the weight, strengthen the leg muscles, and you'll get what? I'm not even going to say what you get. You all know. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And so I know that what they keep talking about now has to be changed for decades. For decades. What they're telling us to do right now for our knees is what they told me back in the 1980s when my knees first started hurting. That's what they told me. The same thing. They're talking the same language. So what I do is I educate. Educate. There's a different language out there. There's a different way. There's hope on that other side. Only thing we have to do is keep seeking and not just settling that this is the only way, just because it came from that doctor, the physical therapist, even in websites and books, there still are other ways. People have always found other ways of how to get themselves out of pain. And so that's what I do. Right now, I have invented what I call a knee pain reduction strap, because I've invented that because the one place we have to start if we ever going to get ourselves out of pain is the ankles, the calves, and the shins. Nobody talks about that. But unless your ankles, your calves, and your shins are functional, you will not stay out of pain. That's a guarantee. I've studied it too long. So I invented this straps so that people can literally, it makes them start at their ankles. So once you start at your ankles, everything under the knee starts to loosen up. It seems like so common sense to me, but nobody seems to see it that way. But that's what I do. I start at your ankle. If you have a problem with your neck, we're going to start at your ankles. If you have a problem with your shoulders, we're going to start at your ankles. Why? Because unless you start to walk correctly, you're never going to stay out of pain. You're going to get into pain, out of pain, into pain, out of pain. Do I give you a quick fix? Absolutely not. You will have to work at it. But I'm telling you, on that other side of actually going up and down the stairs, I can run up and down the stairs, I can get in up and down off the floor, I can go on vacation, I can do anything I want to now. That's the beauty. But you got to put in the work. You put in the work, I can guarantee you on the other side, you come from that pain to performance and start to live that life independently of any drugs, any surgery, or any shots. And that's just what I do. Love it when I do it. That's why I'm called the knee keeper. I help people to keep their knees.
Oh, wow. Wow. Renee, oh my goodness. From pain to performance. Like when you were sharing your message, you mentioned that you work on alignment. It's not about the knee that hurts. It's about the whole body alignment. That's the same thing in business. Align yourself, alignment in that business. And thank you for sharing your experience. Really, as you are talking, I'm like, look at that sweet 16 being in that body. Really, you are able to do this, you're able to do that. It's high time we take care of our health, kings and queens. Renee is just a living proof. She has been pain-free for years and years because she decided to take ownership. She was like, you know what, this is my body. I'm going to live accordingly. I'm going to just take that moment and embrace who I am and see where I can get started. Thank you so much, Renee, for helping us, sharing your experience on how you actually transition from pain to performance. And today you can do anything that you just want to do because you've decided to take that action, that you know what, it's now or never. Let me take care of my health. Thank you so much. So to our audience online, oh my goodness, I've been really inspired. I'm going to go back and watch the replay, really, because all these amazing speakers have dropped many nuggets on effective leadership in a different way. If you really were not paying attention on this, go back and watch the replay. I challenge you, because I'm going to do the same thing. So if you happen to have any questions for Stephanie, if you happen to have any questions for Dr. Wayne, if you happen to have any questions for Renee, please drop the questions in the chat box, and we're going to attend to your questions at the end of the podcast. Let me just see who is with us online right now and who has been inspired the way I've been inspired, really. I can see Kathy. Kathy, she's saying, nice to see you all. I like that. Take care of your knees and they will take care of you. Yes, yes, yes. And Mariah is saying that, can we just be humans? Yes, be a human first, and then anything else will fall into good ground. And Stella Goodwill is saying that connecting with people. Princess Sebe is saying that it's my first time hearing about intellect. Please elaborate more. I believe Dr. Wayne is going to come back and share more on intellect with the audience. And yes, Kathy is saying again, pain to performance. I like that. I like that. I believe that our audience really, they've been inspired, they've been motivated. So it's not going to be a show without me showing up and showing off. So I'm going to be the next and final speaker. But before I speak, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my bio with you, and then I will come back and speak. So please do enjoy. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights. Because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainable. I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumelelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown international speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. She is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial Nkunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial Nkunene.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What an honor and a privilege really to be following the footsteps of such great leaders. Oh my goodness. I'm like, all these amazing speakers have shared all the nuggets that you really need as an individual to have that effective leadership. Stephanie, she shared everything on leading with listening. She said that we'll have to be humans first before you become that leader. So that was the human side of effective leadership. And Dr. Wayne, I see the comments on the chat box. Yes, they are so hungry to hear more about on intellect. Really, she shared on the aspect of emotional intelligence, really on leadership, and then she shared some nuggets from her own personal experience of being told that, you know what, you are not a perfect supervisor in this. But she was like, no, I'll take ownership. I'm the one in charge of this. So she decided to go her own way. And today she has a doctorate because she decided that, you know what, since I've had that term that, you know what, I am not a perfect supervisor. So why can't I just increase the level of emotional intelligence on myself? Let me ask for help, because if you need help, definitely ask for help. And then Renee, oh my goodness, she just gave us the roadmap to live from pain to performance. She shared her journey. So I'm gonna say that, you know what, craft your leadership legacy. Yes, craft your own leadership legacy, because every leader embarks on a journey not just to achieve success, but to leave a mark. To leave a mark that transcends time and organizational boundaries. So the essence of a leadership legacy, it lies in the profound impact that you make, the values that you instill everywhere that you go, and then the vision that you leave behind for others to follow. So it's high time, kings and queens, we craft our own leadership legacy. But you really don't have to see the whole staircase in life to get to the top. But you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you'll have to get started to become great in life. So get started today by crafting your own leadership legacy. So if you're that entrepreneur maybe who dream of reshaping the world through your business and envision like several extra commas in your bank account, yet you find yourself blocked on your journey to success, trust me, I am the answer. Oh, hi, by the way, I'm Dr. Rial Nkunene. I am not for the timid, but I am the rocket fuel that your business needs to blast past barriers and rise to greater heights. So as your business strategist and optimizer, what I do is that I empower motivated professionals to discover their full potential and also shift them into growth overdrive. So from owning two diverse companies to having experience as a CEO and guiding Fortune 500 companies to helping multi-million-dollar enterprises, really, I believe that I have a distinctive talent for empowering high-achieving coaches to achieve specific outcomes in their lives. I have a distinctive talent for empowering high achieving coaches, elite startups, as well as business leaders to become dominant forces in their industries, because I believe that the sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So we are all forced to rise to greater heights. So be the one in charge of your own driver's seat, kings and queens. Be the one. You are the only driver here. So be the one in charge of your own driver's seat. So let's explore how you can actually craft a leadership legacy that resonates as well as endures. So the first thing that you'll have to do is to define your core values. Define your core values, because your leadership, your legacy, it starts with your core values. So these are the principles that guide your decisions, your actions, and interactions with others. You'll have to start by identifying and living by your core values, because this sets a foundation for your leadership style. So it sets a foundation for your leadership style, as well as it influences the culture of your organization. So you'll have to make your values clear and demonstrate them consistently in every aspect of your work. So define your core values. So it's a wake-up call, kings and queens. It's a wake-up call to craft that leadership legacy, your own leadership legacy. It's a wake-up call. But when that alarm clock goes off, please don't ever hit the snooze button. Don't be like, I'll wake up in the next 2 minutes. I will wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and craft your own leadership legacy? And another best way to craft your own leadership legacy is to foster a culture of empowerment. Foster a culture of empowerment, because you'll have to empower those around you to step up, take risk, and innovate, encouraging autonomy and providing opportunities for growth. It not only propels your team forward, but it also embeds a sense of confidence and ownership across the whole organization, because a leader's legacy is often seen in the success and advancement of their team members. So you'll have to foster that culture of empowerment. But kings and queens, let's face it, you can't give from an empty cup. You need to fill up your cup first. And then once your cup is full, then you're going to be able to share with the world from the overflow. But you can't give from an empty cup. So it's high time you fill your cup first. And then you're going to be able to share with the world around you from the overflow. And also, you also have to invest in relationships. Invest in relationships as you are trying to craft your own leadership legacy. Invest in relationship, because the strength of your relationships can define your leadership legacy. Invest time in understanding, mentoring, and connecting with your team on a personal level. Why? I'm glad you've asked that, because showing genuine interest and care for your colleagues, it fosters a loyal and engaged team. And these kind of relationships, really, it often become the most memorable part of your own legacy, because you chose to invest in those relationships. And also, as a leader, you'll have to lead with a vision and purpose. Lead with vision and purpose, because a visionary leader sets the direction and inspires others to follow. So clearly articulate your vision for the future and rally your team around a shared purpose. So this sense of direction and mission, it not only motivates your team, but also it leaves a lasting impact on what you want to achieve together with your team, because you've decided to lead with vision and purpose. And another best way to actually craft your own leadership legacy is to embrace and drive change. Yes, embrace and drive change, because the willingness to embrace and drive change is a hallmark of influential leadership. So you, by championing innovation and adapting to industry shifts, you set a precedent for resilience and forward thinking within your organization. Your legacy will be the one of growth, adaptability, and the courage to navigate the unknown, because you chose to embrace and drive change. So kings and queens, your leadership legacy is the echo of your influence. And it is also the imprint you leave on your organization and industry. It's about, the lives that you touch, the culture you cultivate, and the vision you set forth. So you, by focusing on your values, empowering others, building strong relationships, really leading with purpose and embracing change, you create a legacy that endures. So as you reflect on the legacy you wish to leave on this world, remember that it's the daily actions that you take, the decisions that you make, the interactions that shape you, that shape how you are remembered. So strive to make each day a testament to the leader that you aspire to be. Because as flight attendants always say, that put on your oxygen mask first before you assist the person who's sitting next to you. Because if you don't, trust me, when that flight goes down, you will definitely go down because you forgot to put on the oxygen mask first to yourself. So what's this oxygen mask first? Is you crafting your own leadership legacy. Because the reality is your journey to become a better person, it doesn't start with the person who's sitting next to you. It doesn't start with your clients. It doesn't start with your spouse or maybe your children. But your journey to become a better person, it starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. So don't ever give up on your heart's desires. Just recall this, just in case you can't find your way, that you can have the drive within you to become what you really want in life. You know, I am a firm believer of affirmations. So we're going to affirm this together. We're going to affirm this together as if we're taking an oath. We're going to affirm this together by placing our left hand on our chest, and then we're going to raise our left hand, right hand. We're going to raise our right hand. So you place your left hand on your chest and you raise your right hand, and you affirm this together with me, that I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. Can you say it one more time as if you have faith in your own powerful voice? And guess what? It will echo throughout the whole universe. Say, I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. You know what? Just give yourself a round of applause, because yes, you can have the drive within you to become what you really want to be in life. You can have the drive within you to get where you want to be in the next 6 months. The drive is just inside of you. It's not from the outside of you. It's just inside. So you can have the drive. You know, it's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I know many, when they try to say my name, they always butcher my name, really. But Nompumelelo, really, Nompumelelo in my own language, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success. So if I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve? Maybe, let me say, in the next 6 months. I know myself, I am one of those. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So as a coach or as a mentor, like many of us here, my goal is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify your limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired actions to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. I so wish that you can just tell yourself that, you know what, I've had enough. All these amazing speakers have shared all the nuggets that you really need in order for you to have that effective leadership, in order for you to go out there and, start making a difference and be the change. Really, I believe that you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like a hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you had that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. Yes, it's lunch. And it's so funny though, because even with elephants, what they do when they see a lion is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to be able to become effective leaders, because I believe that we all rise together, and we rise by lifting each other up. We don't rise by tearing anyone down, but we rise by lifting each other up. You know, it's so funny. When I was in the eighth grade, I'm going to cut the story short here. When I was in the eighth grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird. Really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me, and it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestors, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I want to encourage you, if you're watching and listening under my voice today, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes. Because since the phoenix bird has to die, burn, and experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. Please write this down. Write this down in conclusion. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. And I know you've heard this before, that your setback is your setup for your comeback. Your setback is your setup for your comeback. So if I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your own future. But here is one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that your objective is what you were designed for, and the reason why you live today. With God, I believe that we're all destined for greatness as long as we follow his strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Dallas Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe continued saying that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the goals, all the visions, all the skills, all the talents have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to all these amazing messages, it stirred something within me. And that was when I told myself that, you know what? I'm going to follow my dreams, which gave me a purpose to see my goals through and understand that I do have everything I need to reach to my full potential. So this year, I'm also determined to rise to greater heights with as many motivated individuals who are maybe ready to start, grow, and scale their businesses within 90 days. Yes, it's possible. Or maybe you're that individual who started writing your book and then you were like, you know what? I'm going to put it aside. I'll do it tomorrow. And that tomorrow never came. I am here to encourage you that yes, you can still write and publish that #1 bestseller book. And that book is going to continue selling. So I offer a free, no obligation, 30-minute friendly Zoom consultation call, which will kind of allow me to find out more about the issues that you are experiencing, and also to see if you're a perfect fit for any of my programs, really. So if you're interested maybe in becoming a public speaker, an author, a coach, or maybe that entrepreneur who just want to multiply your income by doing what you truly love, what you're passionate about, and making a real impact out there, really, I just want to empower you to become a highly effective and an inspiring leader with a kind of personalized, measurable, but a scalable program. So go on my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com and book that free consultation call with me, because, you know, my ultimate goal is that you feel extremely confident about your purpose. So we will take it one step at a time, and you are definitely going to transform. So if you give me a why, I will show you the how. How cool is that? So this consultation, it offers accountability, education, growth, as well as success. You might have to ask yourself, why is she doing this? Why now? Really? You know, I've been there. I've done that. Many of us have been there. We've done that. And I know how it feels like. I remember myself 5 years ago, I was completely lost in the hustle. I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed. I had a ton of ideas, but there was no tried and true strategy to run with my ideas. So it was only when I invested in coaching and then I created my first premium offer, then things started to change. And then I built an income generating business, just doing what I truly love, what I'm passionate about, and making a real impact out there. So I believe that now it's your turn to build your own wealth, because the power is just inside of you. So go on my website at www.risetogreaterheights.com and book that free consultation call with me, because you know what? Growing up, I didn't have much in life because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. And I thank God that I missed that flight, because I'm still here. I'm still sharing my message. I'm still impacting as many lives as much as I can, because I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you, love you, love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel Ngunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. So at this moment, please feel free. Or I think Dr. Wayne, maybe if you can just hop in and share with the audience. I saw that question being directed to you. And then after that, all our amazing speakers, you're going to be able to share your final thoughts on the attributes of effective leadership. You're going to be able to share with the audience on how they can reach out to you. If you happen to have any freebie that you want to offer, please feel free to share with the audience. So Dr. Wayne, please take the stage. It's yours.
Oh, Dr. Riel, thank you so much. This was so good. And it's what you said about you need to know your core values and know who you are. And that really, that sums up the concept of entelechy, right? Because entelechy is a root word for it's a word from the Greek Aristotle time frame, and the root word is telos. Telos is the essence of what you were created to be. So the treeness of a tree, the eagleness of an eagle, the hoarseness of a horse, the you-ness of you, and the me-ness of me. So living in your telos every day means that you are reaching your highest potential. You were created for only the niche that you can fill. Like, you aren't in competition with anybody else. You have a unique set of DNA, a unique epigenetics, a unique experiences. Everything in your life points to you were created for purpose. And when you can set all of the limiting beliefs and the things that the world has told you aside and know exactly who you were created to be, and then step into that and live in it. It requires thoughtful wellness. It requires you to consciously be aware of your physical, your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual well-being. But when you can step into that, like, there is nothing that compares. Like, I went from a life of complete misery, of never feeling happy, of being completely unfulfilled, quite honestly wondering, why am I even waking up in the morning? Like, is this all there is? And I had accomplished. It wasn't about accomplishment. Entelechy is about being. It's about being who you were created to be and stepping into that. I'm happy to share more about it. Follow me at Oceans of Grace or send me a message, and I'm happy to have a discussion with anybody about your entelechy and how you can actually step into it. And again, I have a free guide to the 5 steps of living in your entelechy and really unlocking your highest potential. Because when you live in your own entelechy, you are unstoppable.
Wow, Dr. Wayne, I believe that our audience they will definitely reach out to you. And I believe that that question has been really answered. And I actually love what I'm seeing behind you, rise up. That's entelechy, because you become unstoppable. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Dr. Wayne. I believe that
Thank
our
you.
audience will definitely reach out to you. You can go ahead, Stephanie, and please share with the audience.
Thank you. And honestly, I love just listening to all of you and the excitement, that we all have for what we're doing. And just like Dr. Colette was saying, we are all created for purpose. And that realizing that we're not in competition with other people was one of the greatest things that helped me, because we are all leaders. I grew up believing I was just a follower. I grew up being very shy, and I grew up in an authoritative religion where I wasn't allowed to be me or think for myself. And so I didn't think I just thought I was a follower. But we lead our own lives, and we lead others with our presence and with how we treat others. And like you were saying, Dr. Rial, about how we lead others with kindness, with what value we add to people, encouraging, like that's the most beautiful thing we can do. And that shows the way that we can become great leaders. You can find me at stephanieannwebb.com. I offer people to book an hour with me if they just want somebody to talk to hold space, if they need encouragement to work through something, or you can work with me long term if you want to work on limiting beliefs, or also I can guide you to growing and healing in grace. And I can also be found on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Stephanie Ann Webb. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Wow, thank you so much, Stephanie. Yes, we're not in competition with anyone except ourselves. So yes, sometimes I believe that most of us, we are not born leaders, but we've been shaped by experiences, and then we became those leaders. Because I also grew up thinking that I would be a follower. I will always be submissive. I will always be like, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. But eventually, with all the experiences that you come across, it shapes you to be this effective leader that we are today. So kings and queens, go out there and reach out to Stephanie at stephaniennwebb.com and get that book, What Should Dragon Do?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what should I try to do? Yeah, go and get that children's book. I believe that your kids will be inspired by that book, and reach out to Stephanie for accountability. Yes, we need someone who's going to hold you accountable for your own actions. So Stephanie is the one. Thank you, Stephanie. You can go ahead, Renee, and please share with the audience.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I've just gotten so many gems today. It's incredible. Thank you so much for all of your input today. But as I mentioned, I talked about our needs we have to take care of our needs if our needs will take care of us. As leaders, we want to show up, not in pain. We want to show up with our cup totally full. You know what I'm talking about, right? And so what I have found talking to a lot of women is our value system, and where is our health at in that value system. And a lot of times it's like number 3, you have your career, your family, sometimes even the pet. And then we come down here somewhere. And so what I'm really educating women. We have to put ourselves up here in order for us to move forward in that leadership roles. We want to come in there with feeling good and feeling great in our bodies. I want your bodies to also feel really empowered and really good. So that's what I share about, that value system. Put that health at the top and come into these leadership roles with grace and joy. For me, you can come on to my website, Renee Moten, at Heal My Knees. I'll take that back. That is not true. Okay. I'm at healmyknees.com. That is my website. You can come to my website, healmyknees.com. I will offer an absolute discount on my knee pain reduction strap that I have invented, and I have patented it. It's when you order it, you put the word worthy in there, and it'll give you a discount. And also, if you want to speak to me one-on-one to find out more about, I have a free consultation. If you just go on to where it says booking and book a 30-minute consult with me, and let's sit and talk and share with me what's going on with you. Because the only thing I like to do is just give people education, and you make your decision of how you want to move forward with that. But education is power when it comes to our health. And that's what I do.
So kings and queens, thank you so much, Renee. And I believe our audience will reach out to you, healmyknees.com, and book that free consultation call with Renee, as well as if you reach out to her, she's going to give you a discounted price for the, you say it's a what?
We call it knee pain reduction strap.
Knee pain reduction strap, because you need to live pain-free. But I believe someone who's going to really give you the right roadmap to live from pain to performance is Renee. So go out there and book that call. I saw Dr. Wayne. She's like, it's me. I'm going to step in. I'm going to jump in right away. Yes, she really needs that service. So I believe that our audience, they need someone like you, Renee.
Renee, I've been looking for you my whole life. I had a military injury at 18, and I've lived in chronic knee pain for my entire adult life.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So the meeting today is divine.
I will be reaching out for sure. Yes.
Yeah, so I believe our audience will also reach out to you. Oh my goodness, our amazing speakers. If you want to reach out to Renee at healmyknees.com, and then Stephanie, reach out to stephanienweb.com, visit her website, and then Dr. Wayne, you go on oceansofgrace.earth and reach out to her. All these amazing speakers, really, they're going to hold you accountable for your own actions. You're not going to regret any moment for reaching out to them. Thank you so much, amazing speakers. Wow. So to our audience online, oh my goodness, wow, I can't even read all these messages right now. To our audience online, thank you so much for joining us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network. And to our amazing speakers, really, for you to spare the 90 minutes to be with us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network. I know how busy you are, but you were like, you know what, I'll show up. I'm gonna grace your stage with my presence. I'm gonna pour myself out as I am. We are so humbled. We are so honored. We just want to appreciate you. We just want to say thank you, amazing speakers. Thank you so much. And to our audience online, thank you so much for joining us once again at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can always turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope from all these amazing messages, from all these amazing speakers, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. Sia bonga.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody set the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as